Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radha Kunda, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of the devotional service. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radha Kunda is the most selected place for those interested in advancing the devotional service in the wake of the lady friends, Sakis, and confidential maidservants, Manjaris, of Srimati Radharani. Gurudev, you see the Manjaris? Mahaprabhu appearance for the Manjaris giving in the falling time in the Kali Yuga to develop Manjari Swarup. Devotee. Actually, the devotee is reading from Srila Prabhupada book, Upadesamrita, where the last, in Sri Upadesamrita, there are only 11 instructions, like 11 slokas. But sloka 9, 10, and 11, they're all speaking about Radha Kunda. And Jayananda Maharaj, I remember when I was in Vrindavan, he explained about this book of Srila Prabhupada. That Prabhupada first, he translated Bhagavad Gita, then he translated Srimad Bhagavatam, then he translated Chaitanya Charitamrita, then he wrote many, many other books. And his final book is Sri Rupa Goswami's Sri Upadesamrita. So you can think that this is Prabhupada's last message, most important instruction. And if you read the book Sri Upadesamrita, also the last purport from the last sloka, 11th sloka, Prabhupada also talking about Radharani, Manjari, Radha Kunda. Right, Jayananda Maharaj?
Yes. So, as far as my understanding like this, at first Prabhupada translate Bhagavad Gita, and then Bhagavatam, and then I don't know which is real order, but he wrote Krishna book, Nectar of Devotion, Teaching Lord Chaitanya. I don't know which one is first, but he did. And also meantime, he translated Bhagavatam. Especially first canto he brought from India to United States. I think from second canto he started at United States. And then he translated Chaitanya Charitamrita. He finished 1975. At that time, Prabhupada asked Rameshwara Maharaj at that time, please make a book in 2 months. And then devotee was completely shocked. And then they made 70 book of Chaitanya Charitamrita within the 2 months. This published 1975. And they did in Los Angeles Temple, in ISKCON, New Dwaraka. Because I was staying New Dwaraka 1980, maybe 1990. So at that time, I met real devotee who did 2 months publishing Some devotees in the mic.
Sundaram, can you hear
Sundaranji.
Sundaram?
Or maybe Siddhanta you can do this. Sometimes material life, sometimes unknowingly we do something. Okay, so, and then 1976, this Upadesamrita is published. And so, in 1996, I think September, Prabhupada wrote like a preface. So, and then I was thinking 1976 is just before Prabhupada left his body 1977, November 14th. So, in this 1976 is practically speaking, Prabhupada's quite last stage of his life. And then he did translation, this Upadesamrita. So therefore, I was thinking this Upadesamrita is kind of last message of Prabhupada. And I also feeling everybody knows Bhagavatam has 18,000 verse, about 18,000 verse. Chaitanya Charitamrita about 11,500 verse, about. And Gita has 700 verse. But this Upadesamrita only 11. This is also amazing. Rupa Goswami, how select 11 verse. Especially that, Gorachandra said last 3 verse was really amazing. Because ultimate goal is described. Especially Baba Urasarasa, about Manjari Baba. And some people say this Upadesamrita is translate his disciple. And then this disciple show Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada agreed this translation. Or maybe Prabhupada correct some parts. But anyway, he agreed this translation. And this, as far as I know, Prabhupada did not mention about Manjari. Very few places, almost nothing. But this last book, he mentioned Manjaris. Like a teaching of teaching of Lord Chaitanya from beginning. Prabhupada say Manjari is Radhika's assistant, lady assistant, something like this. But here, Prabhupada mentioned and Manjari. This is also very much amazing for me because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, as far as I know, no place Prabhupada did not mention about Manjari. Bhagavatam, he did not mention Manjari. But last book, he did mention Manjari. This is for me very much amazing. And if we read Upadesamrita, then Rupa Goswami recommended living in Braja and living in Radha Kunda. Also highly recommend to become maid servant of Srimati Radhika. So this is one sense we can understand Prabhupada's real Rupa Nuga devotee. Prabhupada also desire to ask to be maid servant of Radhika. That's my feeling. So, Dayanidiji, so if you could, yeah.
Radhe, no, I just want to ask, so Upadesamrita is the last book of Prabhupada?
Of course, real sense, Prabhupada was translating Bhagavatam. So, and then Bhagavatam is 10th canto, I think 14th chapter is last, his translation. But only one book, as far as one book, one title, I feel this is one of last book. This is my understanding.
Yeah, thank you. Very interesting.
Yeah, very late published, no?
Yeah, at least late published,
Yeah.
1976. That is sure.
Yeah. It's surprising that some people, they think that Prabhupada was not Manjari, but in Saka, no? Like friendship mood. How this conclusion is coming, I don't understand.
I understand. I understand, but it's not reasonable for me.
Yeah. Why you think that others, they think like that? How you understand that?
Because Prabhupada, ISKCON GBC, there is, after Prabhupada left his body, many things, many problems coming out. Then devotee was thinking, okay, let us publish Prabhupada letter. Let us think in Prabhupada conversation. And then later on, I don't know, GBC or BBT, they publish Prabhupada 5-volume letter. Not all letter, but as far as they collect letter, they publish 5-volume Prabhupada letter. And also Prabhupada conversation book. Before I had, but now I don't know where, like 20 or 40 volume books, Prabhupada conversation. And then devotees start reading. And then some occasion, Prabhupada mentioned, I am Saka was, So, and then devotee taking this part, Prabhupada actually, Saka or something. And also, some place also say, Prabhupada is like a maid servant of Srimati Radharani. I don't know Prabhupada say directly, but if we read his biography, Prabhupada mother always pray to Lord, my son should be the maid servant of Srimati Radharani. That means their Prabhupada's father and mother, they are completely Gaudiya Vaishnava, especially they are coming from Nityananda, is I don't know, Nityananda's kind of, I don't know real parampara, but Nityananda's kind of related person. As far as, so, because later, sometimes, we do some conversation, sometimes we do some kind of joke. We may say many different things to different devotees. And we do not know what kind of situation Prabhupada say. I had 5-volume letter. I have read. Then interesting is I was understanding. And I realized. Prabhupada say different teaching to different devotee. This is very interesting for me. Prabhupada did different devotee. Then later on I understood. Because, letter is very personal thing. So if Prabhupada say, this person should be like this, then Prabhupada may say, you may drink like, tea, no problem, Or sometimes say, you can do this. Like a general instruction is A, but the specific instruction might be B. Actually, many places this is happening. Therefore, last time, Jagatan Didi told us, Prabhupada letter should not publish. Because to understand letter, we have to know Prabhupada, which person Prabhupada is writing. What kind of situation, what kind of time Prabhupada, Prabhupada teaching that person. Time, place, circumstance, and person. We have to know. Otherwise, we may misunderstand. So therefore, Prabhupada, I don't know, but Jagadan did say, Prabhupada said, don't publish my letter. But many confusions happening, so they have to publish. But after reading Prabhupada letter, I was a little bit, confusing because according to time, place, and circumstance and person, Prabhupada did different teaching. Then I understood, actually, this is very personal thing. So therefore, different situation, Prabhupada made say different thing. Then some person take in this part. Then this is all and all. So Prabhupada might say, I was a coward boy, But that might be kind of joking or kind of, like, not real thing, but devotee just take one or two part and all in all. That is I think our problem, because even our Gurudev teaching different things to different devotee, or I experience Gurudev teaching different morning and evening, and next day again different teaching. Unless we are completely fixing Gurudev or completely facing Gurudev, then we may say, hey, Gurudev, what you are doing, all the way you are teaching is different, But I understand why Gurudev teaching different. Because Gurudev is watching my consciousness, our consciousness, our surrendering. Then and sometimes Gurudev testing us. So how much you can accept my teaching? One day Gurudev teaching me, we need 100% surrenders person. Otherwise, useless. Sometimes Gurudev say, very personal thing, Because if we don't 100% surrender, then if we say different teaching morning and evening or next day, then devotee thinking, this person is crazy. Not consistent, his teaching is not steady, always changing, But if we understand Gurudev watching me, my consciousness, our consciousness, then accordingly, Gurudev give me right instruction, right moment. Then we can advance. Otherwise, always doubt is coming. That's my understanding. So therefore, even among the ISKCON, Prabhupada say like this, Prabhupada say like this. That is okay. But we have to see what is Rupa Goswami's teaching, what is Sanatana Goswami teaching, what is Raghunath Das Goswami teaching. And Prabhupada teaching what kind of time, place, circumstance, and person. Then we understand more. Because Prabhupada say, don't base Radha Kunda. But Rupa Goswami say, as much as possible, we have to base Radha Kunda. So why Prabhupada say like this? My understanding like this, because Western devotee, when Prabhupada brought Western devotee to Radha Kunda, devotee starting jumping, swimming, kicking at Radha Kunda. Then Brajabasi, Radha Kundabasi was so disturbed. What kind of person Prabhupada bring? So they may criticize Prabhupada. So therefore Prabhupada say, don't make offense. But you don't, better not to bathe Radha Kunda. Just pay obeisance and touch the water. 3 drop. Pass. That is Prabhupada. That's my understanding. So this is, this is even Prabhupada also different time, different teaching. But we have to know what real Rupa Goswami teaching, what is the real teaching of Raghunath Das Goswami, what's the real teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this, we have to understand. This understanding comes from our Guru Parampara. This understanding coming from the mercy of our Ishtadev, our Gurudev. That is my understanding. And also, Mahanidhi Baba was very interesting. One day, Mahanidhi Baba said, Mahanidhi Baba's Gurudev said, absolute truth is subjective. And then Mahanidhi Baba could not understand. He was wondering 2 weeks. He was thinking 2 weeks. What do you mean? The absolute truth is subjective. And then means absolute truth may understand, may accept differently according to different persons' understanding and bhava, rasa, etc. So, therefore, Prabhupada mentioned the absolute truth. People thinking, oh, this absolute truth is Lord Krishna. That's also okay. But some person understand, oh, this absolute truth is Srimati Radharani. Because Prabhupada mentions, absolute truth is the source of all energies. So, similarly, Krishna could understand according to feeling, according to rasa. We cannot say this rasa is wrong. This is rasa is right. We cannot say like this. So, therefore, this sometimes, truth become always, this truth may understand different way. That is Mahanidhi Baba's Gurudev's teaching. Sorry, I talked little.
Yeah, very interesting. Absolute truth. In the spiritual world, everything is absolute. But still there's variety. Different things are there. So according to your own mood, the absolute truth is perceived in different way. Everything is absolute, but subjective means what is my perception? How I realize that? What is my mood? What is my relation with the absolute truth? That is very interesting.
Because, when I came to Gurudev, I had so many, I have to adjust understanding because at first, Gurudev said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Gadadhara is Radha Shakti, and then I start thinking, oh my God, how can I understand, especially Radha Shakti? Oh my God. And then at that time also, I have faith on Gurudev because my understanding like this, Gurudev is really Avadut. He did not read Shastra so much, but previous life, he did all study Shastra. This is my understanding. He is saying according to his realization, according to his Gurudev's mercy. So then, question, our problem is how to understand Gurudev. How can we understand? Or how could you adjust? Because sometimes ISKCON devotee may come, Gaudiya Mata devotee may come. Hey, Sadhu Maharaj is, say like this. Why is that? He's not, he did not say same thing as Prabhupada. Many people, some people may say, my duty is this adjust, my duty is to adjust this why. Then slowly I understand, okay, if I understand like this, I can protect Gurudev or, this is kind of consistent. Prabhupada teaching and Gurudev teaching is not different. So, this is a very interesting, deep subject matter.
Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, our Suniti also.
Iti
Yes, I would
Jai Ho.
like to share, Radhe. Very interesting also, and I agree. Everything you say, Janana Maharaj, it is a matter also of my own realization in how far and how deep I can connect to the realizations or the mood of my Gurudev. So we find that, so many devotees think they understand Srila Prabhupada, and all of them will say in a different way. And we have these examples from the scriptures. I remember that there's one elephant, and then this big elephant, 10 blindfold sadhus, they are catching elephant at different parts of the body, and they should say what they feel or how they perceive the elephant. So one is catching here at the ear, and they say, "Oh, this is very soft," and and then somebody has the leg, and they say, "Oh, it's very big and very rough." So according to my own or our own realizations, we will be perceiving the Guru Tattva. But actually, like you said, Srila Prabhupada also to different times, different devotees, he speak different. And I want to give one example that I remember in that regard. This book, full perfect answers, perfect questions. It was also one of the first small helping books for beginners. And it was written by a Prabhupada disciple who was also a Peace Corps worker in America. Anyway, in that book, there's also one conversation where Prabhupada is speaking with a very young girl about Krishna. She was the first time there with Prabhupada. And at that time, also Prabhupada said, "Yes, Krishna is so attractive." And she was asking questions. And she said, "Can I also kiss Krishna?" And Prabhupada said, "Yes, at one time you can kiss Krishna." So like this, he was giving different food. And I know in the times of Narayan Maharaj, we would call it, or he would call it, baby food. Shri Guru gives the baby food to different babies that he is feeding, because some they need to have this and some they need to have this to grow. Not every baby is the same. And I also remember Narayan Maharaj in the end, in his last years of his being here with all of his devotees. Because many disciples of Narayan Maharaj were the older, also mature and senior Prabhupada disciples. And they want to make everything better this time, right? Because with Prabhupada, there were so many misunderstanding or, something that somebody tried to understand in a fixed way. But like you said, the letters would not allow to understand it in a fixed way. Because Shri Guru is always teaching, in Parakiyabhav, especially in our line, Parakiyabhav. This is the hidden and not always 100% like you can write it on the paper and then you make a checklist. Yeah, now this and this and this. This is how our material mind wants to understand everything with like a checklist. Now I did this, then I have to do this. I have to learn this shloka. And then I will realize more. This is the material conception of trying to understand. But in spiritual life, understanding means really to go deep into the feelings of someone, in the heart. And that we have to, be given. It is like a gift. So I remember that I want to share also with Narayan Maharaj, when everyone wants to make sure that they have everything perfect, and they always went to him in his room and they tried to make him sign this and, is this right? And one time even they went to him and they asked him, Gurudev, in the Western countries, the cows who are brought to the slaughterhouse, they will be milked, and there will be maybe some blood of the milk in the milk. When is it not better that we all become vegan and not drink take the things from the cows? And he said, yes. And I remember in the last years, he was always saying three things because so many devotees came and always want to make everything sure, make everything perfect. And he said three words. And I was always laughing. He said, yes and no and very good. So he was giving these answers to the people who were pressing him also to give answers in the way that they want to hear it, right? So they even would say that in the end, oh yeah, maybe Narayan Maharaj also said we should all be vegan. They try to press things out of Sri Guru, and we know that is not the way how it works. We cannot press, the truth out of Sri Guru. We have to feel what they feel. And like you said, now with our Gurudev also, he's very avadut. He's very, he always says that, I'm mad, I'm sorry, I'm mad. Because he's also swimming in different bhavas, in different times, with different devotees, with different listeners. So that is a big secret also in bhakti, to feel what is Sri Guru wanting to tell me now, and why maybe sometimes he says this to one disciple and that to another disciple. That is a big secret also. It is not static. It is not like fixed. It's not written, in any book how it should be that we can advance, how we should, there's no rule even. And we have always, if you study this Shastras, we have always 2 or 3 even opportunities or possibilities to understand. Sometimes you can make one statement and you can find another statement that is completely opposing. So that leaves us also a little bit helpless, because the mind and the intelligence, logic and reason will not bring me to the ultimate goal. That is good, because we need to give up all our material conceptions, right? We want to come more into feeling and receiving feelings. And that is very individual. That's why in especially Raga Nuga Bhakti, we become more individual, and also our understanding of ourself, our guru, and all the circumstances will be very, very individual and very personal. So that is also a very big gift and a very big treasure. And I enjoy very much listening to all of your realizations, Jananda Maharaj. I also appreciate that book very much that you mentioned when Prabhupada was writing his last book, so to say. And I know he did it so that devotee at that time, his name was Rishikeshananda. And he also wrote about his dealings with Prabhupada, because he came from that background of Gaudiya Math even. He was one of the first Westerners, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who were for the first 5 years that he was in the West, in the Gaudiya Math. And he had so many questions at that time that were not even possible to think about other devotees coming from the West, because they had not this training. So, and also that is very interesting to read. And I copied one letter of him also in that little booklet about Introduction to Raga Nuga Bhakti, or spontaneous devotion. So it's all very, individual, very personal, and also our realizations will be very, they cannot be conformized or so. I don't know how you say that in English. We cannot make a book about how to realize Srimati Radhika. We have the science of bhakti, that is for sure. But at the same time, we also know sadhya kabunai. There is no prescribed sadhana or way that how we have to do it in the checklist and then it will happen. How I have to do and chant, and then I will understand my Gurudev. So thank you for this interesting exchange and interesting meditation, because it keeps us helpless again, and it keeps us also always in the mood of prayer and receiving feelings, receiving something that cannot be, just read in the books, especially this Guru Tattva. And I can personally say that since I met our Gurudev, I am still always so astonished about this Guru Tattva, how it works through all of us and how we can connect and how we can have so many different realizations about this Akhanda Guru Tattva. It's amazing. And really, I can say in my 30 years of bhakti, when I met Gurudev, I was already practicing for 30 years. I never had anybody explain and give me these feelings like he did. Never. And even nowadays, I feel it's coming in newer waves. Maybe you understand what I feel, Jayananda Maharaj. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing, Suniti.
I just want to say that what Suniti said, bona fide spiritual master must be mad or fall in love for his Ishtadev. Otherwise, what else we can learn this madness? So it is very interesting, and I find that this is really so amazing that he transfer to us in small or bigger possibility, but it's still going on, yeah. And hopefully we will also become mad totally, completely. Thank you.
Gora Govindasai Maharaj, he was still with us. He told us, Vaishnava is not, I forgot, is not Pharisee, is not kind of Pharisee in English. Vaishnava is not to say Pharisee in English, I don't know. Kind of, and he did not say like a past, perfect, reasonable way. This, like this, like this, like this, like this. So, means he's mad with feeling with Ishtadeva. So therefore, sometimes he did some kind of, like little bit mad things. Sometimes Gurudev was in that mood. He just flow and, so we also felt his mood. So this is Vaishnava's interesting nature. Like child actually. So I found out my understanding, some realized persons become child. His behavior is not Pharisee, is not
Predictable.
Yeah, it's not calculated. It's not Pharisee. He does do some reasonable, not reasonable. Like a child say, whatever he likes. Child, he behave whatever he likes. So Gurudev is not controlled by Maya. Gurudev is controlled by Chit Shakti, like, Fradini Shakti. So therefore, whatever he does is, is okay. It's not, we cannot, Pharisee. It's not, we should not criticize whatever, he, however he behaves. Is not to be criticized. Because he's in mood, in Baba. In Baba, he can behave different way. Like, so therefore sometimes, like I say, Avaduta, like mad person. Actually, Goswami is also there mad. Sometimes crying, sometimes hela de, Braja Devi ke chararite. They are sometimes behaving a little bit like madman. Say Raghunath Das, if we think Raghunath Das was staying Radha Kunda. If we go Radha Kunda, some Baba is crying, always fading down and crying and say something, what is it, some words who is not insane, and then we say, oh, this person is mad. This person crazy. We may think like this, but actually he may, is very elevated. So we don't know, we never know, some person's behavior, especially someone who is very advanced. Some person fell down, and some person may cry, some person is rolling in, behave different way. So therefore, we may not understand, but we should not judge this person is crazy or this person is bad or something like that. Because we don't know who he is. He may be very elevated. Sorry, Gora-chan. Maybe we can.
No problem. I'm listening. It's very nice. I could add many things to everyone, but this madness is a symptom of bhava, and we are following, or we practice raga nuga bhakti, spontaneous loving devotion. Spontaneous is only possible if I get rid of my conceptions and my rituals and my so-called sadhana. This time I will do that, and then I will do this, and after I will do that. Maybe this is helping to have this discipline in the beginning. But on the level of bhav, everything becomes so spontaneous that you are beyond your schedule and your plans and your sadhana. So sometimes you behave like mad because the feelings, the exchange of love with Ishtadev becomes so intense that makes you mad. Best example of this is Mahaprabhu himself. Now, he tried to be sannyasi. He want to be sannyasi. He want to give example. No, sannyasi should not eat too much and not associate with rich people and do this. But finally, he become totally mad. He start as a sannyasi sometimes. No? He hug woman on the street. So then people say, oh, this is a mad person. Don't follow him. But actually is a very high level of spontaneous feelings that overwhelm you. And I think all our acharyas, they are on that level, and they show also the symptoms, especially Raghunath Das Goswami. But everyone has that. But as long as they teach to others, or playing the role of an acharya, for example, then they cannot show that madness too much. But there are many stories also of Narayan Maharaj when he was overwhelmed in Bhav, almost not possible to give lecture because he was behaving like a child, like a little girl. Huh? So that happens, but acharyas, somehow they have to maintain for the audience and for the public the picture of being a normal person and spiritual teacher. Otherwise, if they behave only like madmen, it's very difficult to follow for the normal people. But it's very sweet.
But also,
And
we
about
can imitate Gurudev, We can, I feel, at least myself, I cannot imitate Gurudev. Like Gurudev is Gurudev is real about, because, after get up And then, he just start sometimes, talking, start drinking, sometimes start, eating. And if I follow him, then, for me, it's not so good, I'm so neophyte, I want to chant, I want to concentrate and chant, like before meeting Gurudev, I want to do certain things, But if without, anything, and then I go to Gurudev's room, and then Gurudev's pace is Gurudev. But, then I cannot do. Maybe other people can do, but for me, I cannot chant Gayatri. I cannot do this, that. Sometimes, and honestly, we are not to that stage. So we should not to imitate. We have to follow certain things. That's also my honest feeling.
Yeah, as I said, no, the spontaneous coming on the level of bhav, before we have to follow some discipline to keep our mind, to keep our senses in seva always. We have to practice that and don't give space to the mind and the senses to go out. So we have to follow some rules and some discipline. But always we have to know that the goal is to become mad, like Gurudev say, no? We want to become mad. Meaning we want to be spontaneous in our loving exchange. And when the feelings are coming, I do something, but I will not repeat it every day because feelings are spontaneous. Like waves, they're coming and they're going. But the spontaneous love is the goal of all our teachers. Like Narottam Das Thakur also writing in Prem Bhakti Chandrika, no? I want to become mad in Vrindavan. Bhakti Vinod Thakur also praying, when I will run like a madman, only singing the names of Radha Krishna. No? They all pray for that, to become mad, but should not make a show. No? So Rupa Goswami told to Raghunath Das Goswami, please, make a small cottage, sit inside, hide your bhajan. Because if you are such a great sadhu, always crying, rolling on the ground, sitting in the sun whole day, absorbed in meditation, then you will become famous. People will come. You lose your bhajan. So better to hide yourself. Do inside only. Don't show outside. Jesus also say like that, no? You should go inside, lock the door, and then do your prayers. Don't show your prayer in the public to others, to impress others.
Radhe, can I share something?
Yeah,
Sure.
Dozo, please.
It's so nice to listen to you, and the time in Vrindavan is like a film inside and outside and around me. And now it came to me that all these different moods and situations in Vrindavan are there to teach. Every morning when I did my seva and walked around the temple, and then I have a look into Gurudev's room and look, is he still asleep? What is he doing? And then I carefully went in, and I never know how is the mood and what they are doing there. Coffee, no coffee, reading, talking, whatever. And this is for me a teaching as a manjari. This, I think, to be in the kunja with our Swamini, we have to be carefully too. We have to look, what does she need? Is she sleeping? Does she like a massage? What does she like to wear? She wants to be alone, or do we have to sing? Do we have to talk to her? All these things. And this brings meine Aufmerksamkeit, my consciousness to her. And so I can learn this with Gurudev, not to be with me, more to be with him and with all the manjaris around him. And this is one point. It was clear now for me. Oh, wow. Yes, this is his teaching to me or to us in Vrindavan. And when he talks sometimes like this, and sometimes he gave an answer to another one, and I'm there in his room or in Zoom, I can listen with my consciousness. And then sometimes there is an answer also to my question. And I made the experience when we left his room or we go out and talk to other devotees. What did you understand? What was your essence of this lecture or of this time with Gurudev? Then everybody has had different things, what was important for him or for her. And so my feeling is Swamini opens our heart for these things which are important for us. And so we can listen all together, sit all together and listen to Gurudev's words. Maybe one time he's talking like this and the next time something else. But everybody has his own consciousness and is, like Shayananda said, in a special situation with special questions and consciousness. And so what we are hearing is falling in our heart like it's important for our growing on the spiritual way. And there is a third point. For me especially, when Gurudev is not like the same, one day like this, and his mood and what he said is different, that helps me to learn to listen to my heart. And also like to talk with other devotees. One says like this, another one say you have to do different, you have to do this. Sometimes confusing. I'm not from ISKCON. I don't know these rules and regulations. It was very, very interesting for me to see, okay, many opinions. And what does my heart says? What feels good to do? And so, like Gurudev says, I'm the navigator, but the goal is Radha to listen to navigation from Gurudev and sometimes navigation through other devotees. But at the end, we are the one you have to do the steps and have to feel what is now the next step for me in my situation. And sometimes I have fast an idea, and sometimes it takes days, weeks, or months to find the next thing to do. But this helps me to grow and also to deepen my love to Gurudev. I know that he is loving so deeply and unbelievable, and the love is much higher than to understand his words. Sometimes I do not understand, but I know he said in love, and this is so. This is what helps me to grow and to deepen my one-pointedness to Swamini. Jai Radha, Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, thank you, Raseshwari. To become a self-thinking and self-feeling devotee is also necessary in Raganuga Bhakti. We don't want to become like a robot or like a machine. Everybody doing the same at the same time, and we follow the rules and regulations, and then we achieve our goal. But that is never spontaneous. And if you see the variety of great sadhus that we already could associate with or listen of, they are so different in their sadhana, what they are doing. You see, Anantadas Babaji, he was absorbed in Shastra. He usually not come out from his ashram and doing parigram. Pran Krishnadas Babaji only doing parigram. Gurudev, he's not doing much kirtan or Shastra. He is absorbed in listening. Huh? Gurudev is like absorbed in listening. He likes to listen. So the process of, or the different practices of bhakti, like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Parasevanam, Archanam, they are prescribed. But how you absorb yourself, what is the best way for you to connect, that everyone individually has to find out. Someone like to sing, someone like to cook, someone like to dress the deities, someone want to grow flowers or making garlands. So it is very individual thing how to absorb yourself. And I think this is the most beautiful thing in our tradition, that we are so free to find out how I want to serve, how I can connect, and even when, early morning or evening, even in that you are free, how to do it, how to connect. Yeah. We are not like Buddhist monks who doing everything together, every day the same, no spontaneous feelings. That is the beauty of Raga Nuga Bhakti. Jai Ho. Reading little more or what?
Yeah, maybe little more.
Or maybe somebody want to share.
Yeah, that's
Someone.
also.
That's also good, no? Okay, I'm continue reading. Devotee. Living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendental kingdom of God, Goloka Vrindavan, by means of attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deha, should live at Radha Kunda, take shelter of the confidential maidservants of Sri Radha, and under their direction engage constantly in her service. Gurudev, spiritual body cannot come, and material body is like a plastic body, like this plastic, showing a AC control panel. You see, this is plastic here, and the senses are like the buttons. Somebody lives in this body, and somebody lives in the buttons only. He plays with the buttons only. His nature is to be in buttons, in my senses. Be eager to go back to home now, in her service.
Radhe Radhe.
Oh,
I just want to add that when I transcribed the classes, I left the many things very raw. No, I didn't put so much my own words in there. But just to make it sure that when Gurudev says spiritual body cannot come, actually it means, if we want to say it in our words, the spiritual body cannot come if we're still in the plastic body and if we are still in the button pressing consciousness, right? So sometimes this, when we know Gurudev and we can hear how he speaks in this way, he is giving us the hint or the feeling that, yeah, we know what is the goal, but how to take the spiritual body, the Siddha Deha. It is not if I still live in so much identification with the buttons of my body. Just I wanted to share this.
the button pressing consciousness. Very good. Her service, understand Jai Shri Radhe, Radha Shakti saying something. You said Krishna is dry, and I didn't like that. All Sufis are madly in love with this Krishna. They are calling him the beloved. It is not dry. It is a different degree of love. He is full of love. Gurudev, no, he is a beggar of love.
Radhe, I also want to share on
Yeah,
this,
please.
Korachandra, because this also was such a funny example of how Gurudev is speaking on one level and disciple is coming from another level. And this happens to us all the time, actually, no? Because Gurudev is speaking from the level of Dasi Bhav, of his, spiritual identity, although he was just before explaining how we should not live in the senses. That he can explain, but also he is, his relation to speak about Krishna is from the Dasi Bhav, from the servant of Srimati Radhika's feelings. No? So that's why he says Krishna is so dry. But then our position as disciples, we think, no, Krishna is not so dry. He is also good. He is God also. And the same thing also once happened to me. I observed myself when Uddhava was speaking something. I took position of Krishna. He was saying that Krishna has to learn how to love. All of a sudden, something inside of me reacted. No, he's the best lover of Srimati Radhika. What are you saying? He has to learn how to love. So also, we sometimes have these games, in the different feelings. We are reacting in different feelings. So also Radha Shakti, she says, Krishna is not dry. Everyone loves him. He's not really dry. But Gurudev comes, that is from, his feelings of a Dasi. He is very dry. He needs the rasa, the nectar of love of my Swamini. So that is so funny that how Gurudev is helping us also to realize on what level of feelings or emotion am I when I talk like this to him, and then he's reflecting, and then he says, yes, if you look at God, then he is like, godly. But if we look at it from a Vrindavan mood, where he wants to forget that he is God, he becomes the beggar of love. And that was a perfect example how sometimes Gurudev says something and we get it in the different feelings because we are not in the same feelings, maybe. And that is very interesting to, observe, no? Observe the different feelings in the interactions. Very interesting. And also observe my feelings. Oh, why do I feel like this at the moment? Oh, I'm in God consciousness. And Gurudev is in Braj consciousness. He is in Dasibhav. So these are very details to feel it. And it's very interesting that now also we are in this situation where we can observe what is the different feelings and how Gurudev is showing us how to come in the Staibhav, in that one feeling, why Krishna is a beggar of love.
I agree with Niti. And I understood, like say, at least I have tendency to see neutral position. Because if someone who knows Shastra and then someone want to see this neutral position, this is like, this is like. But actually, what is Dasi Baba means? Say, if we become Dasi and then our vision become all Dasi's vision. So we have to forget other vision. We have to forget the neutral vision. We forget Gopi's vision. We forget mother's vision. If we want to become Manjari, we have to forget other vision. Only one vision. So therefore, like sometimes Manjari say some joking, or sometimes criticize Mohan because of Dasi Baba. So sometimes Gurudev say, Krishna's rascal, Krishna's womanizer, Krishna's dry. That is as a Dasi, they feel like this. But we say sometimes we are Gopi Baba. No. Krishna's very beautiful. Krishna's very, attractive. Krishna's not dry. Krishna is full of rasa. This is Gopi Baba. Gurudev's word. But we don't understand what is Gopi Baba, what is Manjari Baba. We don't understand what is, Radha Dik Sneha, what is Bhishama Sneha, what is, Sama Sneha. We don't, maybe we know words, but we don't know dearly in this perspective. So therefore, in this vision, we have to learn from Gurudev. We have to be always with him, physically or mentally. And then, oh my God, this is Gurudev's vision. And then we slowly, we learn what is a vision, what is perspective, what is Manjari Baba, what is Manjari's watching, what is Manjari's vision, what is Manjari's behavior. So this is, we have to learn, we have to steal Gurudev. That is my feeling, my understanding.
Very nice. Very, very true. And I am also like you, Jainanda. I always analyze. My mind is very much used to analyzing, because also when you are teaching, usually you always try to understand everything from every position, right? That is a neutral position. And that's why sometimes we also say that about Rupa Goswami. He was the first and foremost teacher, or is, of the science of bhakti. So he looked from all different, he explained this and how this and that and Shantaras and Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras. But actually, Raghunath Das Goswami only showed us the Tulsi Bhav, not the Manjari Bhav. He was living in that. So what Gurudev also tries to teach me is that observe your own level. Observe where is your feeling, where is your dreaming, where is your thinking. And that is that's why we go to Vrindavan. You don't get this anywhere else. Because most of us, all of us, I would say, we are on bodily platform. How can we help each other so much? No, the normal, ordinary devotee. If someone is a little bit better, a little bit higher, he can understand, oh, I'm pressing my buttons again. But only Gurudev can go in the details with us to give us this fixed feeling of a dasi. And that's why we need to have this association. And that's why we need to feel where I am coming from. Where am I now? Not only like, as a human, okay, I'm here, working here, doing this service, I'm this. But where in my consciousness am I? And this reflection, like you said, is so important to always observe in myself and to feel also how Gurudev is helping me with that, to come on higher levels. Thank you. And I also like what you said, Rajeshwari. It was very nice to feel how you advance in Vrindavan. And thank you very much. And keep on the good Manjari Bhav.
I want to add something about Krishna, that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is full of the 6 opulences, all beauty and knowledge and wealth and fame, strength and renunciation. But one day I was thinking, one very important quality he don't have, and it's love. I was thinking, this is very interesting point. He is full of all his opulences, but love is not mentioned there. So he has no love. Gurudev said, no, he don't have love. He is the reservoir of unlimited sweet qualities, but only the love from the devotee can trigger it to come out in different feelings. And when he receives love, then he is also capable to respond to that. Otherwise, he has no love. Like yeyatamam prapadyante. Everyone, I respond to the mood you approach me. Then between you and me, rasa can flow because I'm the reservoir of unlimited sweet qualities. But without relation, the experience of his beautiful qualities cannot be triggered or cannot come out. So as a Bhagavan, he is full of opulence, but love is not there. But as Yashodananda and Shyam Sundar, in loving relation with his devotees, the flow of rasa can start because of the loving relationship. And also when Gurudev say that he is dry, yes, he's speaking from the mood of Manjari. And this is the highest mood. We imagine for ourselves that the level of Brahman, of liberation, in our soul consciousness, like in the state of Ananda, that is a kind of happiness that probably feels very, very nice. Kind of ecstasy that probably we never experienced before. To be a free soul, liberated soul, Ananda. But from the level of prem, it is so many times mentioned in the Shastra that one drop of prem cannot be compared with anything in the whole creation. So prema, one drop of prema is so much more ecstasy than the level of ananda in the soul consciousness, and also much higher than all the other relationships that follow. Like here in the book, Gurudev will mention after the relations of Rukmini with Krishna, the relation of Yashoda, the relation of Arjun, the relation of Mirabai. Different devotees on different levels of love, they taste a different degree of prema also. But Gurudev, he's speaking from the highest level, from a level of Manjari. And from that level, everything else becomes somehow dry, not very relishable, because Gurudev relishing the highest. And of course, when Gurudev in his Swarup is in the Kunja, and he can see Swamini, and he can see Krishna, then he think, oh, he's very dry. He's begging. He feel empty. Dry means also heat. When there's a lot of heat, then everything becomes dry. So Krishna, he is so much in passion, so much Raja, so much passion. He totally is dry, and he asking for one drop of Radharani to quench his thirst. So again, Gurudev says something, like he is dry, but you can see there are so many different angles how you can see that. And yeah, that is really amazing. And
So, very nice point. If we have high position, then dry and love cannot go. So therefore, in Vrindavan, Krishna want to give up high godliness. Krishna give up God. I don't like God. I don't be humble person like coward boy. Then he become servant of Radhika. Then love goes through. So therefore, so we can see Krishna want to give up his position of object. He want to be subject. Means he give up God. I want to be servant of love. So this is the main point. And we have to give up this kind of ego. This, we are high. I know everything. I'm great. We have to forget. we are very humble. We are maid servant, lowly maid servant. Or some people may say, I marked marked servant, maid servant. That's also okay. But we have to forget Aishwarya Baba. We have to forget high position. Then that is Krishna want. This is Mahaprabhu's, there's Mahaprabhu's pastime. It kind of, completely changes, what I say, dimension, or wave completely change. Position is change. That is the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna could understand how to change my position, how to be more Dasi Baba, how to be more humble mood. So this is, I think, secret of Mahaprabhu and secret of to enter this Raganuga Bhajan. So thank you very much, Gaurachandra and Suniti Didi and all of you.
Yeah, it also shows that love is the highest thing. God is not the highest thing. Love is the highest thing. Mahaprabhu, Krishna taking the position of the lover. He teach that there's more happiness to love than to receive love. To give love is more ecstatic than to receive love.
Mm.
So Krishna, he loves all his devotees so much because they are lovers. They are really lovers. They love me in so many different ways. My devotees, they are so great. And Radharani, of course, Gopis first. I can never repay you. Your love is so exceptional. What you do for me, I can never do for you. And from all gopis, of course, Radharani, she is the highest, the purest, the sweetest, the most humble. So by taking her position, he also glorifies her. No? Shri Radhe, maybe enough for today.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, maybe next time we can continue.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda